Excitement continues to build as a Pro Volleyball Federation franchise is coming to Omaha, Nebraska for the league's inaugural 2024 season. Hi, I'm Susan Littlefield on the Rural Radio Network. In this exclusive opportunity, I sat down with Danny White, who's an Omaha businessman and performing artist, Jason Derulo, as we talked about women's volleyball coming to Nebraska.
Well, when Danny came to me with the idea, he told me the excitement behind volleyball and in general and women's volleyball, and when I heard that it was exploding the way it was, I was really excited, because I've always seen volleyball. I'm from Miami, so we have beach volleyball, which is really big, but the excitement behind volleyball now and it being one of the leading women's sports in the world. So just hearing more and more about the story being created, and year by year it keeps getting big and bigger and bigger, the snowball effect. I definitely wanted to be a part of it.
Nebraska. You've heard the history of Nebraska volleyball.
I have.
Is that part of the reason that enticed you to look at Nebraska to start a professional league?
You know what? Nebraska, because my friends and family are here. I've been coming a lot more here to Nebraska, and have grown to love it. It's a place that I feel like has some of the best people in America. I've had some of the best experiences with people here in Nebraska, and the Nebraskan fans are unlike any other fans. Even being from Miami and living in LA, I've heard about the Nebraskan pride. Yeah, I've seen the flags even all the way in LA. So I mean, it's a very different kind of sports fan that lives here.
Danny, what about for you? When you look at sports and you look at Nebraska and something like volleyball and the opportunity to see a league on this level in the state, what excites you about it?
Yeah, I do think we're the first professional sport with the most elite in its field. So as far as volleyball, we're giving a platform to the most elite female athlete, especially in the sport of volleyball. It's not been here before. You don't have an NFL team here. You don't have, so when a football team has come here, let's say it's been the minor league, so to speak. So this is the real deal. This is, you're going to watch the best in the world here. And it's exciting for the people of Nebraska, the people of Iowa to see it here. This is what I consider my state as well. My daughters are born here. My wife is from here. And, I've become a big part of this community. I love this community. My company, City Ventures, is a huge part of this community. Not all, but a lot of my best friends are here. Jason has now been here several times. He's gotten to meet a lot of people that work here, a lot of people that work for my company, and he's become really close with them. So, but we know the Nebraska excitement from sports, right? Mm-hmm. So what this is going to do here, and it's going to be exciting to watch this grow, and start here in Omaha. But this league is going to expand to probably 32 teams. This first season will probably be 8 to 10 teams. There's some incredible ownership coming on board. There's going to be some big announcements coming up over the next couple of weeks of additional owners. A lot of people with tremendous backgrounds in sports, but really just taking care of athletes and understanding, the value of taking good care of athletes. So, I was an athlete as well, and the importance of making sure that the athletes are taken care of in terms of compensation. We're going to be right off the bat where the same pay as the WNBA. We feel our sport of volleyball is going to be extremely in high demand, not just here in Nebraska, but the Grand Rapids team in Michigan. It's real popular there. There's an Indianapolis team. There's a Florida team going to be announced. So, yeah.
And I think the level that this brings for women's sports is just outstanding, to have professional women's athletic opportunities for girls all across the Midwest.
Yeah, when in talking to women about pro volleyball, especially here in Omaha. What's really cool about it is there is professional leagues right now for women, like over in Europe. And when they hear about what's happening here in the States, and especially in Omaha, they want to come back here and play. And I think that's a testament to the vision of this league and what's about to happen. And what I think is amazing is when this is going to be televised, just the TV audience, right? So right now, women's volleyball is the highest ranked women's sport on TV. So the NCAA championships, it's impressive. And that's amazing for women and what women are doing, you know, and their athletic ability out there. I mean, it's incredible to see. Like, I can't, you know, I try to play volleyball. It's incredible to see what they're doing. Just the same way I try to dance like Jason. I can't do it. So,
Well, Jason, for you, as you look at this level of what it's going to bring for women's sports to Nebraska and the surrounding, kind of what is your feel and why you really want to be a part of this?
Being a small part of a women's sports team, I think is incredible because, I mean, we've kind of been watching the rise of women's sports, but we've never had a sport where the women were the leaders in, you know. And volleyball, this is the first time I should say, that the women have the upper hand, you know, and they are the more popular of the two. So I think this is just going to speed ramp the process of women's sports in general, and people are going to get more and more around watching women's sports because women are incredible, you know, and hopefully this can be a catalyst to a lot more.
Wonderful. Anything else either one of you would like to mention?
you know, I'm not sure it's a good comparison. I'll let you guys talk
Sure.
about this, but you do have, you know, when the UFC started, this is way back when, with probably like Dana White, nobody envisioned what the UFC was going to be today. And I mean, they have women fighters in the UFC, they have men fighters, but when you look at women's volleyball, the trajectory of this, you know, a lot of people who are getting involved in this believe it could have very similar type of success. And, you know, as far as what it's going to do for women and what it's going to do for, you know, young girls, like we're about to walk inside, you know, what it's going to do for them here in the States, I mean, it's going to be incredible to watch. So,
do you have a name yet for the team?
We don't. So we're going to be working on it, but I know Jason has gotten a lot of recommendations from his posts online. So
yes, a lot will be coming in.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Right.
Excited to see what Nebraska does with the women's volleyball team.
Yeah, if we can encourage the Nebraskans to send in their ideas too, that'd be a little fun little thing.
You bet. How do you want them to send it to you? Through TikTok? What social media platform do you want them to use the most?
I think to Instagram.
Okay.
Just send me a comment on Instagram, helping us try to name this thing, because it would be awesome to get the city around it as much as possible. Everything that we try to do, we try to do it at the highest level, and I think with this one, it's no different. But the difference is in my eyes, is the responsibility. I think we owe these women the highest level of work, you know, to make sure that this stage is the best stage that women's sports has to offer. You know, I think we've been put in a great position where we're able to be a small part of their journey. So I think it's our responsibility to give them the best experience that they could possibly have.
And that's exactly what I was talking about in terms of having great owners who really understand. There's not going to be egos. This isn't about people who own teams. This is about the sport. This is about the women. This is about their experience from childhood all the way to an adult. You know, it's something I've lived. You know, I've played hockey in the States. I've played hockey in Russia. I've played hockey in Europe. I've played hockey throughout the world, and I've experienced it as an athlete. And, you know, it's something that, like Jay said, it's not just us. It's the entire league wants to give back. And this is going to be the community, the same way we've done it with City Ventures, making it about the community, you know, not about ego and something we can all enjoy. And I think that's what Jen was touching base on is the passion behind it and the way you build teams. And, nothing's fun when you do it by yourself. I mean, this is about everybody.
And the reaction received by Nebraska elite volleyball players at practice at their facilities in Elkhorn, Nebraska says anything about what Nebraska pro volleyball is going to be like. It's going to be a good start to that season in 2024. That's my conversation coming from Danny White and Jason Derulo. I'm Susan Littlefield on the Rural Radio Network.